Agapi, what does Black History Month mean to you?
I think that Black History Month is an opportunity for us to educate folks, but I think at the same time, it's an opportunity for us to celebrate our triumphs and the resiliency of our community. And much to what Joseph said, it's really start to acknowledge the contributions of people who are making history in the here and now. And I think in Canada in particular, it's an opportunity for us to also acknowledge that Black history is all of our history and it's Canadian history. And it's not just something that we talk about in February as though it isn't part of the fabric of the country.
And that's what I want to get into here. I mean, you both collaborated on a program to help young people who've been in trouble with the law called Project Alchemy. Why was it important for you to create this initiative and make it long term? Joseph?
Yeah, so Project Alchemy is set up to help first-time offenders, repeat offenders, and those who are in close proximity to gun and gang violence across the city of Toronto, but primarily within the Jane and Finch community where we both hail from. And it was important because so many individuals, and especially institutions, aren't set up or either refuse to make sustainable investments in the lives of those who've been marginalized and neglected, which has resulted in the kinds of actions we've seen taken by some folks. So we wanted to use Project Alchemy, and it's right there in the name, this transformative experience to help convert the lives of young people, of course, with their permission and with their intention and consciousness behind it, to become something more promising and contribute to society in a meaningful way. And so we're trying to help them in the areas of mental health and emotional intelligence and financial literacy, civic engagement, and, of course, job preparedness and getting them ready to take their rightful place within society in a variety of diverse and unique ways.
Agapi, what do you find most inspiring about the people that you're working with here?
Well, I think that young people have a sense of resiliency that we don't give them enough credit for. And I think especially in our community, the odds are really stacked against us. We see anti-Black racism is prevalent in most aspects of our lives. And the fact that young people are being raised in communities that are not conducive to their growth, but are still rising to the occasion. And even when they are coming against obstacles, they are getting up, they're looking for help, they're making that transition by coming and finding programs like Project Alchemy to be a part of so that they can do better. Yeah. And I think that's really, really inspiring.
Definitely, I could jump on that.
Oh, yeah, please, yeah. Joseph, is there one story from one person that you find particularly uplifting here?
Yeah, and this young person I've watched since they were in grade 10, actually, when they were a lot more shy and uncomfortable with just being themselves. And they, of course, come from the Jane and Finch community, and they have friends and family members who have been involved in a lot of different activities, and they found a way to resist it. But of course, in light of different economic disparities within the community, there's always been a temptation, and there's always been a struggle and an internal strife whether I should go one path or another path. And so I found them to be quite outstanding because they consistently resisted the urge to forfeit long-term gain for immediate returns. And they are an alchemist. They are transforming their lives, and they're converting it, and they want to do the same thing for others. And so the program is set up to allow for mentors who have these kinds of involvements and these kinds of experiences to mentor other young people who have similar experiences. But we're working with both. We're working with those 18 to 29 as well as the ones 12 to 18. And so on both sides, they're getting served what they need to survive and thrive.
Now, we're all talking about how we can take the momentum that's been building over the past month and make it last, make it keep going through the year. What do you think this conversation should sound like 1 year from now?
Once we really start to understand that Black history is all of our history, then we start to take ownership of it, and we start to want to share those stories. We want to honor the people that have come before us and are here presently in a way that we do with the rest of our history and the rest of the fabric of this country. And I think if we, as a country, all creeds, all religions, all races, embrace Black culture and really think about tackling anti-Black racism in an intentional way, then I think that's when we're going to see some ounce of equality.
Go ahead, Joseph. Yeah.
If I could just echo something that Agapi said earlier, we do have to move beyond we do it simultaneously, but we have to move beyond just thinking about Black History Month as a celebratory month and move it towards contemplation. Because if we don't, we'll end up right here again in 10 years from now, dealing with the same kinds of concerns and issues. And so by contemplation, I mean recognizing that we have all been conditioned by a discriminatory structure, and it perverts our sense of self and how we end up relating to people. And we do that inauthentically because of this conditioning. And so if anything, I'd want people to take from this month a deepening of self, a deepening of their understanding of their interconnectedness with everything else and all other peoples, so that we can have the sentiments of Black History Month permeate the rest of the culture.
It sounds like you're saying that we need to stop focusing on how far we've come and put more of our energy into how we're going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
You've both definitely given us a lot to think about here today, and we'd definitely love to have you back on the show to talk more about the work that you're doing. Thanks so much for being here. And Joseph, I will be thinking of you and your mom. All the best. All the best to both of you. You take care.